Hello everyone, Zelranth here, and for this video on Umamusume, I thought I'd talk a little bit about the guild, or as they refer to it in-game, circle within the game, and why you're going to want to join one as soon as possible, as well as why you might want to join the guild that I'll be joining, because we will be a competitive guild that will be looking to maximize all the benefits that we can get out of the guild system. But I'll bring that up here towards the end of the video. First, I want to actually get into what the benefits are of a circle itself. And so when we kind of get down here towards the bottom, you can see there are the requirements, just like you have in any other gacha game. You have to get to a certain position in the game to unlock the ability to join one. So that one is making sure that you get your team rating to E3. This is going to be towards the beginning of the game, so it's not going to be too much of a problem to get there. Just know you need to do that, and that's why you probably won't see it right off the bat when you start the game. But you'll go there. Once you get to that point, you can join the guild/circle system. So the first thing you have here is this item request system. Now, I haven't looked heavily into the details. It does, you get rewards based on donating and requesting these shoes, as you can see them here. And the big thing is, there are ways that you can kind of work the system so you can maximize the rewards from requesting/giving through coordination within your circle without having to worry about losing or gaining resources. One such option that I've seen people mention is that you can have everybody in the guild just request the same item and then give the same item, and then nothing actually changes, but then you get all the bonus points towards actually having donated and given, because you do get rewards for meeting the requests within the shoe system. So you have that for getting rewards, and that's kind of like your daily thing you're going to do within the guild to get some little bit of rewards. But the biggest thing is going to be your the guild or circle rank at the end of the month every month, and this rank will determine some rewards you get. As you can see here, if you get all the way to SS, you get 3,000 jewels, and they're referred to as carrots, I think, in our game. But these are basically the pull currency and the main draw of actually being in the guild in the game, because this is a good chunk of pulls if you can get all the way to SS. Now, what I've seen is the average, if you just join any guild and it's casual, not a highly active one, you're only going to get into like the low A's and upper B's, at least from what I can see. I could be very wrong. This is just me looking around in the Discord. And so this is why you're going to want to join. If you are serious about this game and getting as many pulls as you want, or as you can get, you want to try and find an active one, because that's a significant difference. You're looking at double the pulls there, and 1,500 is a 10 pull. So that's an entire 10 pull more if you go from A all the way to SS. And this is the main draw. And how you actually get these is through contributing what is called to fans in the game, or acquiring fans for your Umas. And so from what I understand, it's going to be dependent on the server and the player. So we can't really go off the Japanese version to kind of get the requirements that are going to be needed to meet those goals at this time. Just know there's going to be a goal of getting a certain amount of fans to reach SS. We'll know that at the beginning of the game, and I'll actually make a separate video on that once those details are known and everything, once it's released. But it should be fairly easy to make if you have an active guild that is pursuing to meet those requirements. And that is kind of the main thing there. And the big thing is, if you want to get those requirements, you have to make sure you're in a circle for 14 days of that month to acquire the rewards. So if you join them at the very end of the month and they meet the requirements for whatever in here, you're not going to get the rewards. So you don't want to be a guild hopper. You want to try and find a good one right off the bat that's active, that you can get in and just start getting the rewards and not have to worry about missing out. And then if you end up in a bad one, but it's like towards the end of the month, you might want to just stick with them until the rewards come out before you leave and then join another one, because you will lose out doubly. If you first leave, you won't get the ones that you left's rewards, and the new one you join, you won't get their rewards. And that is kind of the main things that I've seen with Circle. Very simple. This is not tied to PvP. So if you're wanting to join a competitive guild, but you don't have to be like meta level spending crap tons of money to win the PvP itself, that is not required to get an SS. And with that, I'll kind of talk about the guild I'll be joining and why will be a good fit for most people that want to be highly active and get all of these rewards. Alright, I am at the community Discord for the guild that I will be joining. I'm actually on this Discord also for a bunch of other games in the gacha space that I play. I run my Etheria Restart Union out of this Discord, as well as soon my Lost Sword guild I'll be running out of here. So I'll have a link to this Discord in my description for those that are looking to join our guild. We'll have 2 of them currently at this point. And all you have to do is once you join the Discord, make sure to select Umamusume as the game that you're joining the server for so you can actually see the channels for it. If you play other games, you can get those tags as well if you want to see the information and talk in those as well. So I have a ton of them on mine here because I'm in the community for a lot of games. But if you just select Umamusume, the only ones you're going to see are the Umamusume chat options here. And where you're going to want to go to is the option... right now I'm actually on the wrong one there. It is application, UM-applications. You'll just go here, and then you'll select whether you want to go in the competitive or semi-competitive. It kind of has a little bit of a description based on the differences. We're still working out the differences between the two. The biggest thing that I can see with competitive versus semi-competitive is down the line, once we start getting max LB cards in that, the competitive one, we're going to more take that into consideration when it comes to borrowing. So people that have like one meta one, they have theirs maxed out, and another person has another one maxed out. Similar, you can kind of think to like with Girls Frontline 2 for my Girls Frontline 2 people. It's like having somebody that has a max Klukai, a V6 Klukai, and then getting somebody that has a V6 Springfield and someone that has a V6 Lind. It's kind of the same thing here, but with cards on the competitive. With the semi-competitive, they're going to have basically the same goals in terms of getting the max rank at the end of the month, get the maximum rewards. But when it comes to, they're not going to really take into consideration those borrows and all that. At least that's kind of the idea at this point. These are subject to change as it's still being worked out on the details, which we are all discussing in the chat here, which you can come in and discuss as well. But just go ahead and apply to whichever one you think applies. It'll have a bot that pulls up that'll ask you some questions. Just make sure to answer them. And then as soon as you get done, somebody will get to you as soon as they can. But that's if you want to join our guild here. If not, you can always just join another one. But it is a big deal to join one, as there is a ton of rewards that are available for it. But that's going to be pretty much it for now. That is the guild system. And if you like my content, if you could like, comment, and subscribe, it really helps. And thanks for watching.